A very good evening. You're watching DD News Kohima with me, Sinti Runla. A look at our top stories first. Union Home Minister Amit Shah highlights government's comprehensive approach against drug abuse on International Day. Nagaland observes International Day against drug abuse and illicit trafficking. Press Information Bureau Kohima organizes Varta on International Day against drug abuse and illicit trafficking. And Defence Minister Rajnath Singh says peace and prosperity cannot coexist with terrorism. Now the details. Union Home Minister Amit Shah has said that the Modi government is tracking narco cartels ruthlessly and bringing back addicted youths to normal life with empathy. In a social media post on International Day Against Drug Abuse, Shah said drugs are the biggest scourge for the youth. The minister wished all the country's warriors and allies in the battle for a drug-free Bharat. He said the Modi government is heading with a whole-of-government approach to this threat and hope that this day will further fortify the government's resolve against the menace of drug abuse. Joining the rest of the world, various programs were held across the state to observe International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. In Kohima district, Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan Committee, in collaboration with Project REST and HAK Kohima, under the aegis of NMBSC, observed International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking under the theme Breaking the Chain, Prevention, Treatment, Recovery for All at NHAK Auditorium. B. Henok Pocham, NCS Deputy Commissioner Kohima, said that the problem of drugs and substance abuse is not only affecting the family but also the community at large, and he encouraged to raise awareness and promote community united involvement in the fight against drug abuse. He also reminded that drug abuse in Nagaland is alarming, as more than 1 lakh children were exposed with drug abuse that need to come out with a balance of rehabilitation, community involvement and medicines to respond to the immediate crisis against drug abuse in the society. Ketolile Angami, President of ARC Foundation Nagaland, Zeturose Kachiri, Additional SP Protocol and Traffic, and Kezosano Kiki, Deputy Legal Aid Defense Council DLSA Kohima, also spoke on the occasion. Another state-level event held at Hotel Chafu Kohima under the theme Breaking the Chain, Prevention, Treatment, Recovery for All was jointly organized by the Department of Social Welfare, the Nagaland State AIDS Control Society and the Kripa Foundation Nagaland, aiming to raise awareness and promote coordinated strategies for prevention, treatment and rehabilitation of drug abuse in the state. Special guest Rubin Sharma, IPS, Director General of Police, delivered a strong address calling for collective responsibility in tackling the rising menace of drug abuse and trafficking in Nagaland. He highlighted ongoing efforts by the police to counter the growing crisis. The DGP further emphasized the need for professional counseling services in addressing drug addiction.
Looking for shelter, but accidentally they ran into our fields, which we know very well. So we aided the police department catching our own people.
It is quite a serious issue, and our person, Dr. Ms. Jamir has also said about more than 1 lakh being exposed, or children who are indulging in all this substance abuse.
Press Information Bureau Kohima held a press conference which was organized as part of the observance of the International Day Against Drug Abuse and Illicit Trafficking. Addressing the press conference, S. Suresh, SP Narcotics, addressed on the illicit drug trafficking, saying that to eliminate drug abuse, involvement of social societies and community is needed. He also informed that since last year, more than 270 cases has been registered and criminals apprehended in more than 465 cases in Nagaland. He also said that despite various challenges in seizing those drugs, the Nagaland police is fully engaged in creating awareness campaign on drug abuse and illicit trafficking. He also added that Nagaland police is actively involved in the fight against drugs. Further, he also informed that for the few years, the highest cases registered are from Dimapur and Kohima district, and it has also been increasing from other districts as well. Dr. Pernes and Sachs also highlighted on the effects of drug abuse.
I will just like to share some basic information that we all know that Nagaland is a proximity to the Golden Triangle because we share almost 215 kilometer border, porous border with the Myanmar. So that, and the Golden Triangle is infamously known for drug trafficking. There are so many reports that after the Golden Quadrilateral, now the Golden Triangle is one of the most important drug trafficking areas from where most of the drug flowing through the other parts of the country as well as other countries also. For Nagaland, I would like to just share some information that since last year, we have registered more than 270 cases as per NDPS Act, and we have apprehended more than 465 persons. But we know that there are some challenges while seizing these drugs. Like there are multiple routes, there are multiple ways to hide the concealment of the drugs.
In other news, India has refused to sign a joint declaration at the Shanghai Cooperation Organization Defense Ministers meeting in Qingdao, China. Official sources said that India is not satisfied with the language of the joint document and there was no mention of cross-border terrorist activities. It is believed that Defense Minister Rajnath Singh's refusal to endorse the document resulted in the conclave ending without a joint communique. As per the SCO charter, the grouping takes decisions by agreement without a vote and they are considered to be adopted if no member state raises objections. Earlier, Defence Minister Rajnath Singh called for united global action against terrorism, radicalization and extremism, citing them as the biggest threats to regional peace and trust. Addressing the ministers' meeting today, Singh said peace and prosperity cannot coexist with terrorism. Referring to the heinous Pahalgam terror attack that killed 26 civilians, including a Nepali national, Singh said India exercised its right to self-defense through Operation Sindoor to dismantle cross-border terror infrastructure. He said India has shown that epicenters of terrorism are no longer safe and the country will not hesitate to target them. The defense minister urged SCO nations to reject double standards and hold terror sponsors accountable. Singh said some countries use cross-border terrorism as an instrument of policy and provide shelter to terrorists. He stressed that there should be no place for such double standards and SCO should not hesitate to criticize such nations.
Acts of terrorism are criminal and unjustifiable regardless of their motivation, whenever, wherever and by whomsoever committed. SCO members must condemn this evil unequivocally. We reiterate the need to hold the perpetrators, organizers, financiers and sponsors of reprehensible acts of terrorism, including cross-border terrorism, accountable and bring them to justice.
It's time now for a short break. Please stay with us.
दीदी नौकरी लग गई।
अरे वाह, बधाई हो। तो अब तो ढेर सारी शॉपिंग।
हाँ दी, नया मोबाइल।
अरे रुको शहजादे, सैलरी से पहले खर्चे।
इंस्टेंट लोन भी तो मिलता है।
पहले बजट बनाना सीखो, फिर खर्च करो।
पर दी,
देखो, कमाई का एक हिस्सा हमेशा बचाना चाहिए, लेकिन पार्टी देने से नहीं बचोगे तुम।
हाँ दी, पार्टी मेरी, बजट तुम्हारा।
अच्छा।
RBI कहता है,
सही वित्तीय बर्ताव करे आपका बचाव।
Welcome back. President Draupadi Murmu inaugurated a state-of-the-art cancer care center at the Sri Gangaram Hospital today and interacted with patients during her visit to the facility. Describing the event as a moment of pride, the hospital authorities said the president's presence marked a recognition of the institution's legacy of delivering ethical, affordable and quality health care for more than 7 decades. The newly inaugurated comprehensive cancer care center brings together medical, surgical and radiation oncology along with take-care chemotherapy under one roof, aiming to offer a one-stop destination for cancer diagnosis, treatment and long-term care, according to a statement issued by the hospital.
Features advanced treatment capabilities, offering holistic care to over 200 cancer patients. Delhi Lieutenant Governor V.K. Saxena and Union Minister of State for Health Anupriya Patel were also present on the occasion.
Jal Shakti Minister C.R. Patel has said that the government has provided tap water connections to more than 15 crore households across the country. He said the work to provide tap water connections for the remaining 4 crore households will be completed by 2028. Addressing a press conference in New Delhi today, Patel said the government has provided safe drinking water to every household under the Jal Jeevan mission. The minister said the World Health Organization has estimated that safely managed drinking water has prevented up to 4 lakh deaths annually from diarrheal diseases. The Air India flight AI-171 black box data has been downloaded to reconstruct a sequence of events leading to the crash in Ahmedabad recently. The crash protection module from the front black box was safely retrieved and the memory module was successfully accessed and its data downloaded at the Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau lab in Delhi yesterday. In a statement, the Civil Aviation Ministry said that the analysis of cockpit voice recorders and flight data recorders data is underway to reconstruct a sequence of events leading to the accident and identify contributing factors to enhance aviation safety and prevent future occurrences. The rear black box was brought by an AAIB team to its Delhi lab on Tuesday. Indian Air Force Group Captain Shubhanshu Shukla is on his way to create history by becoming the first Indian to reach the International Space Station. Dragon is carrying AX-4 Commander Peggy Whitson, pilot Shubhanshu Shukla, and mission specialists Slavoj Usnansky and Tibor Kabu. After 41 years, India will now have an astronaut in space. Lucknow-born Shukla will also be the second Indian in space after Rakesh Sharma's flight in 1984. Meanwhile, Shukla has sent a live message from space saying he is thrilled to be with his fellow astronauts. He has thanked everyone, adding it is a collective achievement of each one who has been a part of the journey. Trained at Russia's Gagarin Cosmonaut Training Center and further prepped by ISRO and NASA, Shukla brings with him over 2,000 hours of flying experiences across frontline Indian Air Force platforms. In a live webcast from space, he shared details about his journey. As India counts down to the ISS docking, this mission stands as a powerful testament to the country's return to human space exploration and to the aspirations of a new generation of Indians inspired to look skyward. It's time now to look at the weather reports across Nagaland.
Kohima today recorded a maximum temperature of 26 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 20 degrees Celsius, while Dimapur had a maximum temperature of 35 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 25 degrees Celsius. Wokha experienced a maximum temperature of 31 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 22 degrees Celsius. Mokokchung had a maximum temperature of 29 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 21 degrees Celsius. Mon had a maximum temperature of 33 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 23 degrees Celsius. Towards the east, Twinsang had a maximum temperature of 23 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 17 degrees Celsius. Zinabuto had a maximum temperature of 25 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 19 degrees Celsius. Phak had a maximum temperature of 23 degrees Celsius and a minimum temperature of 17 degrees Celsius. That's all for the weather report.
And before we close, a quick look at the top stories once more. Union Home Minister Amit Shah highlights government's comprehensive approach against drug abuse on International Day. Nagaland observes International Day against drug abuse and illicit trafficking. Press Information Bureau, Kohima organizes Varta on International Day against drug abuse and illicit trafficking. And Defence Minister Rajnath Singh says peace and prosperity cannot coexist with terrorism.
The Northeast News Bulletin. This is Rodali presenting the headlines first.